Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, am I still attractive? It's a quiet question that often crosses the minds of older men. Maybe you've noticed how people still turn their heads when you walk into a cafe, or how younger folks, especially women, seem to listen a little more attentively when you speak. You might shrug it off, thinking it's just respect for your age. But what if there's something more? What if there are 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man, even if you don't realize it yet? Many men believe attraction fades with time, that youth, smooth skin, and strong muscles are the main currencies of charm. But life has a funny way of rewriting the rules. Studies from the University of California have shown that emotional intelligence and self-assured behavior rank higher in long-term attraction than physical appearance alone. In other words, maturity isn't a drawback, it's a magnet. The years that gave you wrinkles also gave you presence. And that presence, my friend, is what people can't resist. Take Michael from Austin, Texas, for example. At 68, he thought his days of being noticed were long gone. After losing his wife, he spent years focusing on gardening and volunteering. Then, one day, a 45-year-old coworker at his community center started joining him for coffee after every event. She said, "You have this calm energy that makes everyone around you feel safe." Michael didn't realize it at first, but that's one of the signs you're an attractive older man. Your quiet confidence becomes magnetic. It's not about looks anymore, it's about how you make others feel. So, as you watch this video, keep an open mind. Because the 5 signs you might overlook every day, the way you talk, how you handle conflict, or even the way you smile, could be proof that your attractiveness has evolved, not disappeared. In age-gap relationships, where experience meets curiosity, that combination can be incredibly powerful. You see, attraction at your stage of life isn't about competing with youth. It's about embodying something younger men can't fake: depth, confidence, and grace. And once you recognize these traits in yourself, the way you see your own worth will never be the same again. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover the truth together. Because whether you're 55, 65, or 75, if you've ever doubted your appeal, this video will show you the 5 clear ways to see it for yourself. Sign number 1, the calm confidence that speaks louder than words. Confidence doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it simply walks into a room, nods politely, and sits down with quiet assurance. That's the kind of confidence older men often carry, not the kind built from ego, but the kind shaped by experience. It's one of the 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man, even if you don't realize it. Because when you've lived through decades of wins, losses, heartbreaks, and comebacks, something changes inside you. You stop needing to prove yourself, and that calm certainty becomes magnetic. In the world of attraction, stillness is power. When a younger man feels the need to impress, talk loudly, or dominate the room, the older man simply listens. He's unbothered by noise because he knows who he is. According to a 2023 study by the American Psychological Association, emotional regulation, the ability to stay calm and grounded, ranks among the top traits women find most attractive in men over 50. It signals emotional maturity, reliability, and strength that doesn't crumble under stress. That's not something you can fake, it's something earned through time. Let's take Robert from Denver, Colorado. At 64, Robert works part-time as a financial consultant. Every week, he joins a small reading club that mixes all ages, from college students to retirees. One evening, during a discussion on life regrets, everyone got emotional. While others struggled to express their thoughts, Robert spoke slowly, choosing each word with care. The room went silent. Later, one of the women in the group, in her 30s, told him, "You don't even have to try. When you speak, everyone listens." That's the power of calm confidence. It's one of the 5 signs you're an attractive older man, the quiet ability to command respect without demanding attention. This kind of composure often draws people into age-gap relationships. Younger partners see in you something rare, a sense of stability that feels safe and inspiring. It's not about money or status, it's about the feeling of being around someone who doesn't panic, who knows that storms eventually pass. Your confidence becomes a shelter, not a show. And if you're wondering whether that matters, yes, it does. Researchers from Harvard University found that women, across age groups, naturally gravitate toward men who display consistent calmness under pressure. It subconsciously signals protection and wisdom, two elements deeply tied to human attraction. So if people seek your advice or simply enjoy being near you, take note. It's one of those clear signs you might be more attractive than you think. Confidence, at your stage in life, doesn't need to prove anything. It just is. It's not the loudest voice that wins the room, it's the one that remains steady when everyone else wavers. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what makes you stand out without even trying. Sign number 2, wisdom and presence, the unseen charm of experience. Wisdom has a way of showing itself, not through loud opinions, but through the pauses between your words. It's in the way you listen, the way you make people feel seen, and the way you choose silence over unnecessary arguments. That, right there, is one of the 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man. Because while youth might bring energy, age brings presence, and presence is magnetic in a way no gym membership or trendy outfit can replicate. Think about it. When a man speaks with calm authority, without needing to be right all the time, people naturally lean in. Younger men often chase validation. Older men, like you, have learned that respect comes not from trying to impress but from simply being grounded in who you are. According to a 2022 study published in the Journal of Social Psychology, both men and women rate life experience and perspective as top qualities that build long-term emotional attraction, especially in relationships with notable age gaps. Why? Because experience offers reassurance. It says, "I've been there, I understand, and I'm not afraid of life anymore." Take James from Portland, Oregon, for example. At 71, he volunteers as a mentor for young entrepreneurs. One of his ments, a 33-year-old woman named Laura, once told him after a session, "You make me feel like everything's going to be okay." That simple statement reveals everything. His wisdom wasn't about business advice, it was about the presence he carried. The kind that fills a room with quiet strength. That's one of those 5 signs you're an attractive older man, the kind that doesn't fade with age but grows more valuable with every year lived. Presence like that can't be taught in a book. It's something you earn, through failure, forgiveness, and reflection. And when you've spent decades learning how to stay steady, your energy begins to attract people effortlessly. You might notice it when younger folks open up to you easily or when strangers feel comfortable sharing personal stories. That's because your maturity acts like a safe space, a rare thing in today's noisy world. Now, let's pause for a second. If you're still watching this far, right here at sign number 2, that already tells me something: you're curious, reflective, and self-aware. Those are also clear signs you're an attractive older man, whether you know it or not. So, type number 2 in the comments below to let us know you're still with us. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom for more timeless insights about attraction, aging, and confidence that never fades. Because the truth is simple, your wisdom and your presence are your greatest gifts, and they're far more appealing than you ever imagined. Sign number 3, kindness and emotional maturity, the gentleman's magnetism. There's something deeply attractive about a man who treats others with kindness, not performative politeness, but genuine empathy that comes from understanding life's ups and downs. It's the kind of quiet decency that doesn't seek applause, yet everyone notices it. This is one of the 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man, because kindness, paired with emotional maturity, creates a kind of magnetism that words can't explain. It's not about flirting or charm, it's about how you make people feel safe, respected, and valued. See, most younger people today live in a fast-paced, digital world, full of short attention spans and shallow connections. But when they meet someone who listens with patience, who doesn't interrupt, who makes them feel understood, something shifts. They feel drawn to that calm energy. According to a 2021 study from Stanford University, emotional intelligence, particularly the ability to empathize and stay composed during conflict, increases a man's perceived attractiveness by over 40%, especially among women aged 25 to 45. Why? Because emotional maturity represents security, something that's becoming rare. Take Edward from Tampa, Florida. He's 66 and works as a part-time piano teacher. One of his students, a 29-year-old woman named Claire, once told him after a lesson, "You're one of the only people who actually listens when I talk." Edward laughed it off, but later he realized that small comment revealed something big: his patience and attentiveness were magnetic. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. His kindness was effortless, authentic. And that's one of the 5 signs you're an attractive older man. When you're calm, kind nature naturally draws people toward you. Kindness, especially when it comes from experience, isn't weakness. It's strength. It means you've lived long enough to understand that anger solves little and compassion builds bridges. It's the kind of energy that makes others feel they can trust you, and that's the foundation of any meaningful connection, romantic or otherwise. In age-gap relationships, this becomes even more powerful. Younger partners often find comfort and inspiration in an older man's emotional steadiness. They see in you what's missing in their generation: consistency, patience, and grace. Science supports this too. The University of Chicago found that men who demonstrate emotional control and active listening are perceived as more reliable and deeply attractive across all age groups. These traits are timeless. They don't fade with wrinkles, they shine through them. So if people often tell you, "You have a warm energy," or "You're so easy to talk to," take it as one of those clear signs that your attractiveness goes far beyond physical appearance. Because being a true gentleman, one who leads with empathy and quiet strength, never goes out of style. That, my friend, is your hidden superpower. And it might just be what makes you unforgettable. Sign number 4, purpose and passion, the fire that never fades. There's a certain light in a man's eyes when he wakes up every morning with purpose. It doesn't matter if he's running a business, tending a garden, or mentoring young people, that inner drive is magnetic. It's one of the 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man, because purpose gives your presence depth, and passion gives it warmth. People can feel it, even if you never say a word. You've probably met someone who, despite their age, carries themselves with energy and enthusiasm. That's not coincidence, that's what makes an older man truly captivating. In today's world, many people confuse youth with vitality. But here's the truth: passion has no age limit. According to a study by the National Institute on Aging, men who continue to pursue meaningful goals after retirement not only live longer but are perceived as more engaging and charismatic. It's the psychological glow that comes from still caring deeply about something. When others see that spark in you, that hunger to learn, to give, to grow, they feel inspired. It's contagious. Let's talk about Henry from Seattle, Washington. At 72, Henry spends his mornings volunteering at a local animal shelter and his afternoons writing a memoir about his years in the Navy. He jokes that his coffee runs stronger than he does, but the truth is, everyone at the shelter lights up when he walks in. The younger volunteers say, there's just something about him. That something isn't mystery, it's purpose. It's one of those 5 signs you're an attractive older man, the kind of attraction that comes from being alive with intention. Having purpose doesn't mean chasing grand achievements. It's about staying curious, staying involved, staying you. Whether you're mentoring someone younger, building something new, or simply sharing your wisdom online, you show the world that your fire hasn't faded, it's only become steadier. And in age-gap relationships, that's irresistible. Because passion makes you vibrant. It shows that you still dream, still laugh, still want to live fully. Now, before we go any further, if you're still watching and reflecting with us here at sign number 4, I want you to do something special. Type number 4 in the comments below. It's our way of knowing you're part of the Golden Age Wisdom community, thoughtful, self-aware, and still growing. And while you're there, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom. Because videos like this aren't just about attraction, they're about rediscovering your strength, your confidence, and your purpose at any age. So if you still feel that spark when you wake up in the morning, the urge to contribute, to create, to love, don't hide it. That's your secret weapon. It's one of those clear signs you're an attractive older man, not because of how you look, but because of the fire that never dies within you. Sign number 5, respect and self-acceptance, the final mark of true attractiveness. There's a quiet kind of power in a man who respects himself, not in an arrogant way, but in the way he carries his history without shame. That calm self-acceptance is one of the 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man. Because when you've lived long enough to know your strengths, accept your flaws, and still walk tall, you radiate something most people spend their whole lives searching for: peace. Self-respect isn't about ego, it's about balance. It means you've stopped chasing approval, yet you remain open to growth. You've learned that you don't need to impress anyone to be worthy of attention. That, my friend, is confidence on another level, the kind that can't be shaken by gray hair, wrinkles, or the passage of time. David from Phoenix, Arizona, knows this truth better than most. After going through a painful divorce in his late 50s, he spent years rebuilding his sense of self. He started hiking again, painting for fun, and even joined a photography club. One afternoon, while out taking sunset photos, a woman in her 40s approached him and said, "You seem so at peace with yourself." That moment caught him off guard. He wasn't trying to be attractive, he was simply being himself. That's one of the 5 signs you're an attractive older man, when your contentment becomes contagious. Psychologists have long noted that self-acceptance is one of the top predictors of long-term happiness. A 2020 study by the University of Michigan found that older adults who embrace their life story, including regrets and imperfections, are perceived as more approachable, trustworthy, and even more physically appealing. Why? Because authenticity is magnetic. When you stop pretending, people stop looking past you and start looking at you. Respect also extends beyond how you treat yourself. It's in how you treat others, the waiter, the neighbor, the stranger at the grocery store. People watch that. And in age-gap relationships, younger partners often admire this emotional steadiness. You've lived long enough to know that respect isn't about control, it's about understanding. It's a kind of wisdom that shows through your tone, your patience, and even your smile. So if you find yourself at a point in life where you can laugh at your mistakes, cherish your scars, and still chase joy, congratulations. That's not just self-acceptance, it's charisma. One of those clear signs you're an attractive older man isn't how perfectly you live, but how gracefully you've learned to live with imperfection. And maybe that's the greatest lesson of all. The moment you stop trying to be enough, you realize you always were. Final reflection, the timeless magnetism of the mature man. When you look back on your life, the triumphs, the heartbreaks, the laughter, and the quiet nights alone, you begin to realize something extraordinary. Everything you've been through has shaped the man you are today. And that man, right now, is still magnetic. Still strong. Still deeply attractive in ways that can't be measured by age or appearance. These 5 clear signs you're an attractive older man aren't about vanity, they're reminders of the timeless qualities that make you stand out, even when you don't realize it. Confidence, wisdom, kindness, passion, self-respect, they're not just traits. They're stories written in your eyes, your posture, your voice. They tell the world, I've lived. I've learned. I'm still here. Attraction at this stage of life isn't about impressing others, it's about expressing who you truly are. Because when a man embraces his maturity, when he carries his years like a badge of honor instead of a burden, people can feel it. That's the kind of charisma no youth can imitate. It's quiet, steady, and real. Look at Thomas from San Diego, California, who's 76 and recently started a small online channel sharing his life lessons about love and loss. "I thought I was too old for this," he said with a laugh, "but people keep writing to me saying my stories make them feel less alone." That's what true attractiveness looks like, the ability to touch lives, to inspire, to offer calm in a restless world. It's proof that your worth only grows with time, not the other way around. Science even backs this up. Researchers at Yale University found that people with a positive view of aging, those who see themselves as valuable and capable, are rated as significantly more charismatic by others, regardless of physical looks. The reason? Confidence in your identity projects warmth and strength. When you respect yourself, the world follows. So if you've been wondering whether you still have it, let me tell you, you do. You always have. You just needed to see it differently. Your gray hair, your laughter lines, your calm voice, they're not signs of fading youth, but marks of a well-lived life. You've earned every one of them. And that makes you, without a doubt, one of the most attractive kinds of men there is. Before you go, if you've made it this far, you're part of something special. Type, "I still got it," in the comments to let others know you're embracing your timeless strength. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, where we celebrate confidence, courage, and the quiet power of men who've lived, loved, and grown wiser through it all. Because age doesn't steal your magnetism, it reveals it. And the world still needs men like you to remind us what real attraction looks like.